Well, hi, good evening, everyone. Well, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to today's session of Doing Life Together. Today's topic of discussion is Get Started with Pep Talk. And before we start with the session, we have a short and interesting game for you all. And Larry will take us through this. Over to you, Larry.
So as you can see, there's like small hints that you will be getting from the video, and you'll have to guess the food. Okay, so let me just give you the first a hint for the first one. Okay. Okay, so let me give you a hint. So this is something which we Kasi we always eat. Something very familiar. Can someone guess? Something very familiar.
Yeah. Familiar
Yes,
to what,
yes?
man?
Familiar with eating habits, sir.
Okay. It has a relation with the picture.
Something related to.
I guess someone
you
has
can say
answered.
that, sir.
I guess someone has answered.
Oh, someone has answered. Okay, let us just go to the answer then.
But who was it? Just guess who was it?
So it's me, Ravinte.
Meatballs. Who is
Okay,
it?
okay. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so whoever got it, congratulations. You're correct.
Okay, got
So
it.
let us go to the next one.
It's all right. So great, guys. It's just a pleasure to have all of you today in this session. And of course, this food was acting like an appetizer. And I guess this evening we're all hungry. And today we're going to wrap up what we started 3 weeks back. And, this is the 4th week. And we're going to wrap up today with the session. And without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. I guess you guys can see my screen. I think you guys all can see my screen. Great. So you all can see my screen. So welcome to the Ashraya group. So today's session that we thought of just, sharing with you guys is called Get Started with Pep Talk. When we were talking about Get Started with Pep Talk, everybody was thinking that it's going to be a pep talk. So they, some of them have approached me and said, who's doing the pep talk? I said, it's not who's doing the pep talk. The pep talk is doing the pep talk, So it's getting started with pep talk. And today it's going to be slightly different because, first of all, what is pep talk? So, if you have signed in a bit early, you have heard a song that I played. But then I thought, let me recap once again by showing you a short video on, then I'm going to continue from there and get back to what is pep talk. So I'll just share with you guys again my screen and just so Larry says that I have to first play on the video. So okay. A little bit about what is pep talk. Okay, I got a message from one of you guys who said that for what I know, pep talk is about prior the major game or shown when a person feels nervous and the coach gives some kind. Okay, great. Yeah, we're gonna hit somewhere on that direction, right? Good going. So it's all about motivation, but then today we are covering on, but just hang on, I checked to you the wrong slides. Okay, so gotta be a little patient with okay, so let's get started with pep talk. And with that video, what we saw was that the World Forum showed that almost everywhere in the country, people were helping each other in getting things to the needy people. So everybody was helping someone. And if you happen to switch on the newspaper, we do see that even in this pandemic, people were helping the needy. And I'm sure some of you may have been directly involved, but some of you, your heart goes to help people. So basically, we're going to see what is pep talk. And when we talk about pep talk, what is pep talk? Today, it's all about helping one another. So the definition of what we're going to cover today on pep talk is, it is a conversation guide to use when interacting with people regarding their well-being and the impact of COVID-19. To keep it in simpler words, all the while the last 3 weeks, those sessions were, how do you have your own good mental health, your well-being in terms of your mind, your well-being in terms of your emotions, and so on. But today we're gonna cover how you can be of help to others, how you can be of help in helping others in such a situation when things are not going right. So COVID-19 is something that has struck the whole world, and same with this part of the world as well. And I'm sure left, right, center, there are friends, family members, colleagues, and love and dear ones who directly or indirectly have been affected with COVID-19. And I want you guys to be that channel to go and be a pep talk to those people who are in need. And you can play your own game and your own role. In fact, there are so many things that yesterday something popped in my mind. There's so many things that I want to do, but there's a big difference of I want to do and do it now. So when you see somebody, you just become a pep talk yourself, because pep talk is an acronym that you can use so that you can reach out to the people who are in need. So I'm going to just take you guys on what is pep talk and how you can apply the pep talk model to be a blessing, to be a channel of blessing, or in other words, a channel of encouragement to someone who are in need. Maybe it can be your family members, it can be friends, it can be someone in the locality, or someone that who need a pep talk in such a time as this. So the first one, the P, is what I call as physical health. One way or the other, people are going through an adverse physical health, for various reasons. Of course, physical health in itself is a very, very vast topic. And then, of course, if we are not right with physical health, then our mental health can be going off balance. So it's very important to understand that how can I help my friends, how can I help my love and dear ones, first of all with physical health. So the first message that you can encourage and help each other at such a time as this is on physical health. When we talk about physical health, usually there are 3 major components of physical health. One is your physical activity in itself, but then we also have the eating habits and sleep. So we're going to focus a bit on physical activity and eating habits. Of course, sleep, we just need a good rest. So I'm just going to focus on physical activity and eating habits. Now, physical activities, that different people approach differently, as far as physical activities are concerned. So I want you guys, let's imagine you're going to, start with a conversation. You have a friend and you want to help your friend or somebody in need. And the first key that you're covering is P, okay, which is physical health. And you want to strike a conversation. You cannot ask, of course, it depends on the intimacy and the level of, of your relationship. However, you need to, you cannot just straight away bluntly say, do you do exercise? You don't do exercise. there are people who you have to be polite, right? So I'll just give you examples. How do you strike a conversation, or you can kick off a conversation as far as physical health is concerned? All right, like, hey, during this COVID situation, under lockdown, have you managed to be active? If yes, then, what have you been doing? So basically, you're striking a conversation towards, physical health. You're trying to indirectly and politely ask, are you involved in physical activity? Some of you them may say, yeah, I go for a walk, I do a bit of, yoga exercises and so on. But then if not, they say, hey, you know what, I've completely ignored physical activity. So, you can strike conversations. Next is like, maybe you can say, hey, if you had a choice between being at home all day and going out with your friends, or just, family for all, which one would you choose and why? The moment a person says, hey, I would rather be in this lockdown, I would rather be at home the whole day, the message has come across that this person has not been involved in physical activity, and that can impact on physical health. So, you can have various questions in conversation, and somebody may say, hey, how about this? Do you find it easier to go for a walk or run with a group of friends? Can you ask someone close to you to join you? And then, encourage that person. So you're striking a balance going towards physical health. So now you found out that the person may or may not be involved in physical health. So you are checking with the first P on your pep talk whether this person that I would like to help during COVID is involved in physical health or not. So after the conversation, then you can start helping your friend or somebody who needs help on, I call it the pep points task suggestion. Hey guys, you can encourage your friend, somebody who needs to just be involved in physical activity. Hey, are you using any app, fitness app? Of course, you got to know there are quite a lot. There are numbers of fitness app today that, in Google, you can just check it out. Even they check your steps, they check the calories that that you consume. Of course, there are various advanced technology as well. Like personally, I use a health watch, and this health watch keep track on a lot of activities. The my oxygen steps. Did I do exercises? Reminding me of the food and so on and so forth. And I'm sure you don't need even a health watch. As simple as. So you can say, hey, why don't you try? Because everybody is on Android these days. You can tell them, hey, why don't you try a fitness app? And if you have one or two good ones, you can suggest them as well. If not, you say, hey, there are too many there, you can just go on Play Store. So you pushing indirectly on a friendly way for your friend to be physically healthy, because it's very important in a COVID situation to keep ourselves healthy. Another pep talk task assignments or suggestions you can give your friend. Hey, these days, there are a lot of videos I can even share with you. You can share, there are a lot of online exercises. Why don't you do it with your friends? And so on. And being active, some of them say, I don't like exercise. How about just a bit of dancing? And, but then your end motive is to encourage your friend that during lockdown, during isolation, that we can stay active. Because the moment we stay active, there's a direct relationship, on we staying healthy. It's a direct relationship on affecting our physical health. So your first pep talk as you're helping somebody is you're taking them to number one called P, which is physical health. So you strike a conversation. All right, you bring in some pep point task, and then you drive in the point that, hey, it's important to stay healthy. That's a bit about physical activity. But then, as I said, physical health also involves your eating habits. And surprisingly, I was checking on some research, there's something called emotional eating habits. And when a person is little emotionally disturbed, stressed, they tend to eat more. And I agree with this theory, because I realized that during lockdown I personally wants to eat more. I want to try different cuisine, things that I don't eat. I start having the a crave to eat those kind of different kinds of food. And I am sure many of you would agree to this theory that when we're a little stressed and bogged down with life, we tend to eat more. But you can't ask what do you eat. Of course, again, as I said, it all depends on the level of your friendship. But then you want to encourage in physical health, you want to encourage your someone that you care, that you got to take care of your eating habits as well. So you can, I'm just giving you this only in this slide, how do you strike in conversations. Then you can ask, like, do other people in your family use food to soothe their feelings? Or do you bring in a lot of emotions, there's a lot of eating during lockdown? Okay. Or if you're feeling down, you want to know whether this person eats a lot or not. Do you use food to make yourself feel better? Okay. Have you eaten breakfast today? When you feel anxious, do you crave for food, and so on? Do you snack if off and on, or what are your choices of snacks? So in that way, you switch in your conversation to food habits, okay, during lockdown. And I'm sure that conversation will drive you in what ways you can help someone that you care during a time of COVID. So cooking for yourself, or with your parents, do you develop a balanced diet plan? Do you have cheat days? What do you mean by cheat days? 6 days you take good care, but yeah, you can have a cheat day on a Sunday. You can enjoy your biryani. And if you want to know even the recipes or what do we eat during lockdown, right now, NHS, have gone the Eat Well guide they have. So you can click onto the Eat Well guide from the NHS website. Then you can also track your nutritional intake, how much calories that you take. There are many fitness gadgets, fitness trackers that are absolutely free, and see what are the snack substitutes you can have. So you got to have a little bit knowledge about nutrition as well. But I think all of us do have a basic knowledge on that. So what we can do is, when you're helping somebody on physical health, you help that one is with physical activity, get that person rolling towards physical activity. But at the same time, you can also encourage that they check on the food habits, because actually physical well-being, some of us agree that it's 50% activity, but also 50% is your food habit. Of course, the third piece to be healthy is you have to get a good night's sleep, 7 hours or so. But then some people, the oversleep, that can also boomerang and have an adverse effect as well, and make you lazy. So the first P that we're doing pep talk is to check on physical health. And as I take you guys through pep talk, I can also ask you to check yourself whether are you keep in mental health, are you yourself an example of pep talk? Do you take care of physical activity? I have kind of ignored actually the last 1 month, but then in the last 1 week, my wife and I has been encouraging each other and getting back to physical activity. And the moment you get connected to physical activity, it starts to motivate you in having good, healthy food. So I want to encourage you who is on this doing life together, that hey, you check your physical health as well before you go and help others who are in need. The next is, I think we've taken a 3 weeks talk on emotional well-being. I'm not going to stress much on this. But then basically emotional being is giving that support, how we can help somebody during such a time as, going through anxiety, stress, trauma, and so on, that you'll be able to be a help. So we have covered last, we've covered the 3 M's, we've covered the guard, we have covered the selfie. So you can use one of those and help someone in need, because you see, guys, it's always blessed to give than receive. So whatever you've learned, don't keep it to yourself. Be a blessing. So that's why I wanted to wrap this series with the the acronyms pep talk, that you would be a pep talk to somebody's life. You may not be involved in giving ration to someone. You may not be involved in in the front line helping, but hey, a call, just a phone call away, somebody needs a pep talk, and you can give that pep talk. So first, P, physical well-being. Second, E, help them on emotional well-being. And to help in emotional well-being, I'm sure empathy plays a very, very important role, to put yourself in that person's shoes, because empathy, is the center of how you approach your conversation. Even me taking my phone to just give a call to my friend is because I feel what my friend is going through right now. It's just recognizing what your friend is, understand what perspective they have, and then you get your emotions involved. Especially you can help the emotional well-being, displaying empathy, especially in helping someone overcome stress. In the last 2 months, I've been involved in sanitizing various homes, and I see a lot of fear. I see if the moment loved and dear ones succumb to the virus, the whole family is tense. In fact, I can see even in our own family, we were at one point of time just primary contacts, not even tested positive, but the tension in the family. So there's tension everywhere, friends, and you can be that channel to just help someone who are in need, not necessarily with rations and oils and so on, but just a call and just check and help them out. So maybe some pep point tasks that you can do is maybe ask whether they are comfortable to talk about. I have just put the blank there about what, about stress, about financial crisis they're going through, about relationship at home, about challenges they're having on some studying, work from home. It can be anything, guys. So those are some of the pep points, task suggestions that I thought of. Or ask whether there is someone at home within their personal life that they can speak to. Do you have somebody that you can communicate? Is there anywhere, like for example, to take this example as without Sir Debujit's I have not asked prior permission, but then when one of his family members was not keeping well, I know I cannot go and stay with him in the hospital, but then I at least I texted him everything, take good care. Are you getting your food? Somebody is bringing lunch or not? Please update me with the improvement of your family members' health. So it's just expressing that you care about your friend. You're not maybe you were not able to help financially, maybe you were not able to carry a tiffin in the hospital, but one way or the other, find ways that you can help someone. Okay, so encourage the person if they have any questions, because if you allow them to ask you questions, they open up. So please search for an opportunity during COVID-19. How can you be that pep talk? All right. So P, physical health. E, help someone in emotional well-being. The third is called peer relationship. When we talk about peer relationship, isolation has kind of cut down, you cut our threads in connections with people around us. That you're not allowed to do A, B, C, D, and all these social distancing, physical distancing have kind of, brought a lot of issues in the mind of people. So when we talk about pure relationship, it's all about the social limitations that we have right now. And when we go to social limitations, we are social being, for God's sake. And when we go through social limitations, there's so many rules and SOP that they call it today. Everybody's so familiar with SOP. So social limitations, weddings when we want to enjoy, now it's like 10 or 20 or 30. Funeral, you want to just express that, showing sympathy and empathy that you want to feel for the family members. We can't, it's cut down to 10. So there's a lot of cut down as far as social interface are concerned. And this pure relationship is taking a toll on many, my friend. It's taking a toll on many. And then that's how we're gonna help these guys out. How do we do it? Of course, there are umpteen number of ways that we can do it. I think this is the time where you can take your phone, give a call to your friend. Of course, there's nothing much you can go and visit them physically, but keep that pure relationship going. Okay, keep that pure relationship going. Encourage to speak to people that you have not spoken for a while. Just give a dial. Hey, I just want to find out your well-being. Check in with your friends. How are things their way? Because if not, then because of social limitations, surprisingly, there is a high rise of people gluing on the screen. God did not create us to build friendship with a screen. But then, what will happen? There's gonna be a great, I would use pandemonium, there's gonna, commotion would be the best word, because people now started to become so familiar with screen that they just don't need pure anymore. They don't need friends anymore. Everything can be, now you want anything, it's all on the tip of your button. So you know what? But at the end of the day, we were not created for screen. We were created to have interpersonal relationship with one another. So guys, in this pep talk, take through a pure relationship, build in that pure relationship, call in and check in with your friends. How are they doing? Now, I'm gonna switch gear because of time, but then after your PEP is basically you're checking on the physical well-being of a person. You're checking on emotional well-being of a person, and also at the same time trying to build in that interpersonal relationship that we all covet and we all need. That is one piece of it. But now there's something called talk. We need to help each other on talk. Now I need help on talk. You need a help on talk. What is this talk all about? The first is called T. We all going through a transition, my friend. T is transitions. We're all going through a transitions. There are so many things that we don't understand, and then lockdown eases, transitions. For example, I'm back from lockdown. What I need to do, school is open, college are opening. Then let's say so Debojit, who's handling students, now how will he help the students getting back to that transition from a completely isolation mode, what they went through. Some of them come back to your college, love and dear ones. Some of them have passed away. Some of them have gone through a financial crunch. Some of them have gone through a health crunch. So, a lot of things have gone through. And now how do you take in that process where a person can come back, helping them to transit back in the education world? Many of you are involved in the education world, in the social world, in the in the religious world, in all aspects. So physical translation, now again helping each other from one environment to another. You understand that being the social animal, as someone says, adjusting to environment is not easy. I was in a social environment. Suddenly I was kept in an isolated environment. Again, you put me slowly into a social environment. So adapting to this require a bit of help to transit my life. And not only my life, all of us on this call, that we need to, to learn to transit. So not only that we learn how to transit, but at the same time, we learn to help others how they go through these transitions. I am, I am concerned when the school starts. It's not easy for the kids. In fact, when the school opened for a couple of weeks this year, my daughter was so excited to go to school, but there was a transition shock because she said, "Sir, Daddy, I thought I'm gonna meet my friends. It's all about the high five and the cuddle." He says, "No, we're not even allowed to go. We just are confined on our desks, or with all our masks. We are not even allowed to talk to each other. We are not even." So, can you imagine for children to go through that? I don't know how the government is preparing to help the students transit, come back to their normal life. It's going to be a big challenge, guys. But then let's help each other. Let's get ready. Help us to transit and encourage. Pep Talk, T, help each other on that transition. A is all about awareness. See, guys, please understand this awareness. It has a lot of impact on our mental health. Now, for example, I know many of you are like me, I guess, checking on the news. I check on news evening. In the morning, I would go to the e-newspaper. Nighttime, I would listen to the news. So, during this, though it's a good practice, but during this COVID-19, my awareness is full of how many rise, how many of them, how many deaths, how many recoveries, or to negative, positive, all is controlled by the rise and fall of the numbers of COVID patients. If there's a rise, there's now the button that brings attention. If there's a low, you see now our awareness has been controlled, everything related to COVID. Yes, that's important. But guys, don't forget, awareness is all about ourselves as well. Lately, are you keeping aware about yourselves? Are you keeping aware about people around you? Are you keeping aware of the environment? Are you bringing in that work-life balance, our freedom of movement and our freedom of choice? So awareness, fill in this awareness about how unique you are. Fill in this awareness, building on your self-esteem. But fill in this awareness that there's a God who loves you so much. Build in this awareness that God cares for you, and so on and so forth. In such a situation, we need to bring in a positive awareness, a reality that we are God's wonderful creation, and we have a creator who cares and loves us so much. We have wonderful families. We have friend circles who are so wonderful, who cares for you. When you are sick, I'm sure you're going to get so many calls. How are you doing? Because there are people around who still care for us. Let's be aware of all this. And keep going, guys. It's during a time of COVID. So Pep Talk, A, is the awareness that we bring. The L, peace, is about our living conditions. Some of us are very blessed. Some of us may not be so blessed with situations around. But then when you're helping someone, you can also check on the living conditions that we're going through within their homes, because some of them could be very, very difficult. Explore the challenges that they're going through during lockdown. Even your care of asking them can bring such a relief and ease up the burden of those people that you care. This is the best time that we can stretch our hands. So keeping it short, help them find out in which conditions they are living in. Okay. And there's no harm in sharing to each other, because we all feel shy. When I'm going through a difficult situation, I may not share with you guys. Over on the surface, everything looks fine, but the reality may not. And there'll be many around us who are going through the same phase. So let's help each other, my friend. Let's help each other. That's the song that I played at the start of this webinar, is to help one another. So what is Pep Talk all about? Pep Talk is all about helping one another during the time of COVID. And last but not the least is the K. Keep it positive, guys. Keep it positive. There's so many wonderful things around our lives that we deserve to celebrate life. Okay, too much of talk about COVID, and it can dampen our spirit. But then, just throw a smile on each other. We can't throw a hug, of course, but then you can throw a smile. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And let's enjoy this European Cup happening, the Copa America Cup. Okay, cricket, anything. Hey, what music that you're listening lately? Okay, guys, and so on. Let's be positive. The time to help each other in keeping each other positive. This is the time, my friend. And we forgot the basic to just keep and help each other stay positive. And with that, I'm sure that the chemicals that activates in us, the positivity that vibes that activates in us, that itself is one of the best vaccination that we can have. Because you know what, when we're happy, positive, I'm sure our immune system is so strong and we can fight COVID. So that's what Pep Talk is all about. As I conclude, I'm reminded, of course, just to take you guys again to Pep Talk: physical health, emotional well-being, pure relationship, transition, awareness, living condition, keep it positive. So go through a Pep Talk pointers of, the 7 pointers they call. And with this Pep Talk, take it to your friend, asking them on these 7 points, and I'm sure they will feel so relieved. Okay, so do this. Check someone, your assignment the next 1 week, at least get 2-3 people that you can be a Pep Talk. So get started with Pep Talk, guys. And then next week when we meet, of course, with a new another piece that I'm gonna let you guys know soon. I'm gonna hear some good news from all of you guys. You don't even have to wait till next Thursday, guys. In the midweek, whatever positivity has been happening in your life and in your circle, just let us know. It'll be a joy to celebrate along with you guys as well. So I'm reminded of these verses from the Bible. The Bible says that whoever bring blessing, if you bring blessing to someone's life, will be enriched, guys. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched. And one who waters, now you're watering on the life of others. We don't realize these are God's principle. One who waters will himself be watered. What an amazing promise, that when you are a blessing in the life of somebody, you will be enriched. And when you water the life of somebody, your life itself is watered. Who waters your life? God waters your life. And then it continues and say, it is such a blessing to be a giver. All right. Sometimes we only want to receive. That's why I thought, I want to help this last piece of the series is to encourage you. How can you be a blessing in the life of your family members? How can you be a blessing in the lives in your friend circles, in your colony, and so on? Because God says it's a blessing to give. It's such a blessing to give. And I want to challenge with this last verse that God says, and let us not grow weary of doing good. Let us not go tired. Let's continue to do good. Let's continue to be a pep talk. For in due season, the time will come where you will reap good fruits if you don't give up. The time will come, friends, that you will reap the benefits of you being a blessing in the life of somebody, of you watering the life of somebody. There's so many dry plants out there, in the form of human beings. They just need some, water called pep talk, and you can be that channel. So I'm going to show you guys one video, and with that, I'm going to wrap up because of time. Okay, I would love to just keep it short. So I'm going to share with you guys a video. And I hope the message is clear, where the person was putting both his hands in his pocket, and then, he could not be of any help till he realized situation put him that he had to take his hand out of his pocket. And what a joy to take your hands out of your pocket, guys. I think we need people to take their hands out of their pockets. That's the message of Pep Talk. Many of us are so comfortable putting our hands in our pockets, whereas, you just take out your hands. There's so many things that you can do. My encouragement is take your hands of your pocket, be that water that you can plant on somebody's life, okay? And then encourage others to take their hands out of the pockets. Not necessarily you got to be rich and have a lot of money to help. You just need to take your hands out of your pocket, get a phone. Why don't you do one exercise, maybe anytime this evening? Just think of one friend and just give a call to one of them that you just want to say, hi, how you doing, buddy? So encourage. One task that I want to give you guys: get on the Pep Talk immediately. Just call someone that you have in mind and say, how are you doing, buddy? So on that note, we wrapped up mental health. It's just an amazing journey that we had for the last 1 month. We started with the 3 M's. I'm sure since most of you were there, you remember your 3 M's. And then I remember we went to the next one where I think we did on guard, G-U-A-R-D. Remember, guys, how to be to handle our stress, burst our stress. Remember? Yeah, we need to be grounded and unhook and so on. And of course, we also did on selfie, and selfie had 2 parts. First one was I remember. In fact, it's 5 weeks because ma'am took 1 session, and selfie. Remember shape. All right, I did the S and H, and ma'am did the 8 part. Okay. It's not that she's an ape, but then she got that ape growing in our lives, right? And today we wrapped up this wonderful mental health series with Pep Talk, because it's all about all of you guys getting in action. So that's what I thought of sharing with each and every one of you guys. I hope this has been a blessing to all of you, and there's a message that you can take this across. So God bless you guys. And if you are blessed, you can please invite your friends. We meet every Thursday, on a virtual platform. So you can invite, not necessarily that they have to know us, but if you yourself have been blessed in every Thursday, invite your friends, because there's so much that we can encourage and help each other. Your invitation to your friend circle, when I send you the link, the videos, or just personally call them, hey, why don't you join in? Itself is you taking out the hands out of your pocket and extending it to someone you just don't know who's a person who's in need out there, for one message of encouragement, guys. So God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful week ahead till we catch up again next Thursday, and keep becoming a Pep Talk. In fact, the series name is, or the topic name is, Get Started with Pep Talk. I want to encourage you guys, get started with Pep Talk, and the time to do it now. Okay, just call someone and do it now. And thank you so much, Sajay, Larry, for getting this program started. Thank you, all of you who've joined in this evening. God bless you guys. See you again next week, same time, same place, and same channel. Tab tak ke liye, guys. Namaskar.